So the lobster man himself, or as they say in polite company, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, he's in the news again. He's in the news again because of a court case that he just lost. This is from CBC News. Excuse me. Court dismisses Jordan Peterson's request to challenge order he undergo media training. Psychologist says Ontario College is trying to undermine his reputation and remove license. Ontario's highest court has rejected an attempt by controversial psychologist Jordan Peterson to challenge a regulatory body's order that he undergo social media training or potentially lose his license to practice. A spokesperson for the Court of Appeals for Ontario said that a panel of judges has decided to not grant Peterson leave to appeal an August 2023 divisional court ruling that affirmed that the College's Psychologists of Ontario could order him to undergo training on professionalism in public statements. I can confirm the Court of Appeal did not grant leave to file fresh evidence, Jason Gennaro said in an email to the Canadian Press on Wednesday. Peterson said Wednesday that there are now no legal avenues he can take to challenge the college's decision to send him to re-education camp, adding his war with the college has barely started. Peterson rose to prominence through his polarizing YouTube videos critiquing liberal culture, and since at least 2013, the governing body of Ontario psychologists, of which Peterson has been a registered member since 1999, despite having stopped seeing patients in 2017, has received complaints regarding Peterson's comments. The college's complaints committee had said that some of Peterson's online commentary on a range of issues from gender transition to climate change posed a moderate risk of harm to the public and undermined public trust in the profession of psychology. The college committee previously noted that during an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Peterson identified himself as a clinical psychologist before demeaning a former patient. Okay, so look, man. If you're going to call Jordan Peterson being ordered to do social media training by a college board of psychologists, you're lying. You're a liar, and you're spreading misinformation. If you're a clinical psychologist, if you're in the mental health field generally, and you're gonna like claim that you're part of that mental health field, and you're gonna talk like, as if what you're saying is rooted in your field of specialty, you have to observe certain like codes of conduct, and he hasn't. You can't demean former patients, particularly publicly, of yours. Making certain controversial political commentary, say on gender transition, for example, which is he got famous because of the pronoun thing. You're being irresponsible. And the profession is saying, like, look, dude, you need to be more careful in your social media presence. You need to be more careful in what you say as a clinical psychologist, as someone who goes around in public saying, I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm a clinical psychologist. As a clinical psychologist, you can't just say anything you want to. Like, if I said the things Jordan Peterson said, I'm not going to be reprimanded because, I'm not acting or claiming to act in a sort of professional capacity. Now, granted, like the article said, he hasn't seen patients since 2017, but still, he's acting in a professional capacity insofar as he's made many, many comments that can harm the physical and mental health of certain groups in the population. And he constantly says in interviews that he emphasizes that he's a clinical psychologist. Okay, well, if you're going to constantly emphasize that you're a clinical psychologist, and then you're going to spread a bunch of false information or malicious information, then of course your profession is going to reprimand you. Of course they're going to order you to undergo social media training, right? This isn't the deep state taking away his free speech. This isn't this isn't Jordan Peterson being silenced. This is a group of professionals who don't want to see one of their own behave in this ridiculous, harmful fashion. And he's a harmful figure. He's a harmful force in the culture. I mean, full disclosure, I had a more positive opinion of him a few years ago. And I used to say, like, well, look, I mean, I think many of his psychology videos are good. I like them. But, when he starts talking about politics is when he gets off the rails. And that's roughly my opinion now. I'm not sure his psychology is as good as I thought it was. I can't check him on it. But, so anyway, you'll see a lot of people on the right talking about re-education, how Jordan Peterson's being sent to re-education camp, and how the woke left is at it again. Don't listen to that. It's all nonsense. All nonsense. Jordan Peterson brought this on himself. If you're going to make controversial statements about trans people or all kinds of matters, and also wear on your sleeve that you're a clinical psychologist, then you need to accept the consequences of your actions, or emphasize that when you say more controversial things that you're not speaking in the mode of a clinical psychologist. You're just speaking it as a citizen. But he doesn't do that. He blurs the lines between his just personal political beliefs and his his training as a clinical psychologist.